Number of tech's biggest leaders and CEO was on the Hill today. Emily Wilkins caught up with Jensen Huang on his way in. Hey, Emily.
Hey, Carl. Well, yeah, a lot of CEOs on the Hill today, a lot of lawmakers speaking with them about AI in the future, which is exactly what brought Jensen Huang here today as well, to talk about how the U.S. needs to remain competitive when it comes to AI. I caught up with him for a few minutes, and I asked him a little bit about how tariffs were impacting everything.
There should always be policy that enables and supports and accelerate the ability for us to onshore manufacturing. But with willpower and with the resources of our country, I'm certain we can manufacture onshore.
What's your reaction to the Wall Street Journal saying Huawei is advancing to catch up to your highest level chips?
There's no question that Huawei is one of the most formidable technology companies in the world. And they're incredible in computing, they're incredible in networking technology and software capabilities, all of the essential capabilities to advance AI, and they've made enormous progress in the last several years. Whatever policy the administration puts together really should enable us to accelerate the development of AI, enable us to compete on a global stage.
How far, can I just one more, how far behind do you think China is?
China is not behind.
Anybody who's ahead of you?
China is right behind us. I mean, we're very, very close. But remember, this is a long-term. This is an infinite race. There's no, in the world of life, there's no 2-minute end of the quarter. There's no such thing. And so we're going to compete for a long time. And just remember that this is a country with great will, and they have great technical capabilities. 50% of the world's AI researchers are Chinese, and so this is an industry that we will have to compete for.
Huang will be visiting the White House later today to continue to talk about AI as well as tariffs. Of course, the White House is currently putting together a plan for what their path forward with AI will look like. Guys?
Yeah, Emily, very interesting comments from Jensen Huang there, echoing, I think, what any number of people who follow us closely have been saying lately in terms of China's abilities. I would assume he's going to share the same with the administration, with Congress as well, in part because he's dealing with the possibility of sectoral tariffs that conceivably could hamper our ability in this country to continue to advance at the same pace.
Exactly. And Huang, he kind of spoke to me about the fact that he has invested and does want to invest in the U.S. But when it comes to AI, it's not just a matter of AI specifically. It's a much broader ecosystem that has to be able to support it, from the skills to the energy to, of course, the tariffs, and to be able to build these factories here in the U.S. If Trump really wants to be able to onshore, as he said he does, there is some questions about exactly what the outcome of his tariffs are going to be and whether you are going to be able to have that manufacturing return to the U.S. in the way that he wants.
I guess I'm just wondering on the incentives, if they are aligned. NVIDIA, I mean, obviously NVIDIA is a big U.S. company and wants the U.S. to win, but China remains an important market for NVIDIA after we saw that big write-down when the chips were banned.
Sarah, it's absolutely correct. I think there are a lot of questions as far as what the impact of tariffs are going to be. And if the U.S. is going to really be able to remain competitive, there are certainly concerns among lawmakers who I speak with about the U.S.'s ability to remain ahead of China. As you heard him say, China is only right behind us. They have a lot of capabilities. And I think you've seen a lot of changes right now in how the various administrations have approached AI. Biden had a plan that he put forward, but the Trump administration has basically reversed a lot of that. We don't know exactly what's next or what it looks like. And when I talk to folks in the AI industry, they say that really needs to be there for the U.S. to have a seat at the table and to continue to be a leader globally when it comes to AI standards and what the policies and rules of the road are.
Yeah, we talk a lot about their lead in China in EVs. Today, big note out of Morgan Stanley about their lead in robotics and humanoids. Emily, thanks. Emily Wilkins this morning.